Good. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you didn't watch my last video, we installed the taillight tent on this 2018 Charger. This video we're going to be installing a rear spoiler. So you go ahead and take it out of the box. So I ordered it on eBay in gloss black already. That way I didn't have to paint it. So it's very lightweight, very durable. It doesn't feel that cheap, so it feels pretty sturdy. So, like I said, if you can see on the back, it has 3 little screw holes, 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna be using those because it comes with the kit. The 3 screws for it. It comes with double-sided tape and the little templates so you can line it up. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. I'm gonna go ahead and move everything off the trunk, right to the side. Okay, so this is going to require drilling into your trunk. So if you already have a spoiler on it, the little small deck lid one, you're going to have to remove that one, and then the holes aren't going to be the same, so you're going to have to re-drill holes for this one. But if you don't have any spoiler like this one, it's just going to be the one-time drills, so everything's going to be covered once you put it on. So the way you want to do it, you want to go ahead and pick this up, lay it upside down, get your little kit. These 3 little plastic things are going to tell you where you need to drill into your car. So they're going to fit right here, 1 on each side. Just got to figure out which side it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be this way. So they're all going to fit inside of where you need to screw into. So they're not actually holding. What I'm going to go ahead and do is tape it down to the spoiler. Oh, I shouldn't have used such a big thing. Okay. Now what we're going to do with it, once you get it here, you're going to want to line up where you're going to want your spoiler in place. So this is actually centered. So you want to go ahead and line that up probably with your camera, because your camera should be dead center. Go to each side, adjust it where you're going to want it. So this side looks pretty good. Center's pretty good. Not too far. That looks pretty good. So we need to come back just a little bit. So might actually just have to do this one spot at a time, and we use it as a pivot. So in this case, I'm working by myself. She's holding the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead, line up the center where I'm gonna want it. And we're gonna go ahead and place a piece of tape right here. Make sure that doesn't move. Then we're gonna go ahead, now that we've done the center, we can pivot each side. So that looks pretty good. And what I'm looking at right now is, if you can look right here on the, come right here center. If you look right here on the trunk, the spoiler has a little lip right here. And you want to try to make sure that you can get them even as possible on both sides. So then you want to check this side and make sure that little lip right here is kind of lined up with your trunk. So they look pretty good. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna hold down the tab because I taped it to the spoiler. I'm gonna pick up, and then I'm gonna do that here, and then over here. Oh, that one too tough. Just to be sure. Go ahead and move this. Remove the tape that's holding it to the spoiler. Make sure this one's not moving. And then I'm going to reline it up. You only want to drill once, so you don't want to mess up. So that's sitting on all three. Like I said, you want to check the lips on all of these, the spoiler on the trunk. All of them seem to be pretty good. I'm actually going to pick this one up and move it back just a bit more. That looks good to me. That looks good to me too. Okay, so now that that's done, like I said, the tape is holding down the template. So you can pick this up, pop it out, and this is going to tell you where you're going to need a drill in these spots. I'll go ahead and remove this. It's a bigger wing than I thought it was.
I know, I like it.
As far as height.
Yeah.
Okay, so we might need to remove the lining on this trunk. You have a couple tabs keeping the trunk lining in here. There's one. You can just kind of pull down pretty hard on them and they'll just pop out. You got one right here on each side. Two. And then for right here, all you want to do is pull and then tuck this little yellow release handle inside of the lining. There we go. Just like that. And this should just be able to, oh. Looks like those get some Torx heads. Let me get my toolbox. maybe upstairs. Probably pause it. The little Torx bit, I don't know what size, so I'm not gonna say what size it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it. Once you remove it, you want to slide it up and then down. So it has this little tab right here. So you want to be able to slide it out and then you want to be able to pull it down. So I'm going to use that as a little tray. Keep all the little tabs in there. So as you can see, all this is hanging now. Just like that. You can see pretty well on where you're going to be drilling. Everything is going to be through these little openings in the lining of the trunk. So one hole is going to be about right here, one hole is going to be over here in this corner, and one hole over there in that opposite corner. So next comes the fun part, where we're actually going to be drilling this into the car. So if you're scared to do it, it's okay. It's your first time. Trust me, it's our first time too. So I'm sure she's a little nervous about me drilling into her car.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure it still works. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Like I said, we could probably get a little small drill bit just to fit through this hole for now. That way we know exactly where we're gonna need to be drilling. That looks pretty good. Okay, so you will be needing a drill for this. So, like I said, put it through the hole. One. Two. And three. Okay, so these are just your pilot holes. Your pilot hole is just your starter hole, so that way you know exactly where you need to start your next bit, because the screw for the spoiler is pretty big, and that's obviously not going to be enough. So we can go ahead and remove this. Okay, so you can see all three holes are drilled, but like I said, it's not going to be big enough for this. So you want to go ahead, get one out. You can kind of measure them out, see what size you're going to need. It looks like you're going to need maybe like a 3/16 if all my stuff's labeled correctly. 3/16 looks pretty good. It's about the same size, so you want to make it a little bit bigger than the hole for the screw, but not bigger than the washer. So that's what the washer's for, is going to kind of hold it in place. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same size as the threads. So we're going to go ahead and run with the 3/16. So, like I said, the pilot hole is so you can know where to start it. You want to go ahead and set your tip of it in there. So there's one over here. 2. And there's 3. Okay. So just to be sure, you want to get your screw. Oh, looks like I might need to go a little bit bigger. 3/16 might have been just the right size. So we'll go ahead and go to 7/32. That looks pretty good. They do look like pretty big holes, but like I said, they're gonna be covered. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be worth it whenever you get your spoiler on. There we go. Two. And 3. So these edges are kind of sharp, so watch your fingers. It looks like it still might be a little small. Might need to go up to 1/4. Third time's a charm, and it fits. So we're good to go. So I'm just gonna try to take off these little burrs. Probably gonna try to tuck them in just like that, and then drill through them again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Might just need to tuck them in. Got one of them. There goes the other one. And 3. Okay, cool. So we're done with the drilling. We can go ahead and put that aside. Like I said, you want to make sure you have a clean area so that way whenever you put the 3M tape, it's going to stick to the car and not get on any of the little particles. Just want to clean the surface one more time. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Yeah, as you can see, like it caught some of the little stuff from the drilling. So you just want to make sure you get all that out of the way. Alright, so last is going to be the double-sided 3M tape. So it's pretty thick, it gives it like a little cushion, as you can see. Honestly, I think this is just a cushion so it doesn't scratch your car. I don't think it's double-sided 3M tape. So what you're going to use it for, as you can see on this spoiler, you have all these little runs right here, these little channels. And you're going to go ahead and try to tuck it in to all these little spots. So take off the little rubber band. So we can stretch it all the way through here. So what you want to do is just pick up one side, squeeze my nubs, got it. Alright, so we're just going to stick it into this little channel and then just run it Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just like a little spacer so it doesn't scratch your paint on your car. You don't have to push it down firmly because whenever you screw down the screws, it's gonna pull it in towards the car and it's gonna do your pressing for you. So right now you just wanna line it up the best you can. And so as you go, just pull back the white tape. It's pretty near perfect all the way towards the end. I'll just pull that off. So there is 2 of them. So I'm pretty sure that was for the top. Put that right there to the side. This one, I'm gonna use it for the bottom, same thing. Pull back the white, go ahead and stick it. And then you're just gonna run with it all the way on the edge. Just the best that you can. It's just so whenever it pulls down the spoiler, it's not going to start cutting into your paint on the car. So in case you ever need to remove it, you just have the holes to worry about. You don't have scratches along the whole length of the spoiler. Okay, so now the fun part. So we got to clear off all this real quick. I didn't want to rub it with the microfiber because you don't want to scratch it into your paint as you're wiping it across the surface. I kind of just blew it all across so that way it kind of just freely fell off. The next part, it's going to be a little difficult for one person. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to hold up the spoiler on one end, try to get a screw started, which will probably be the center so it holds up both sides. And then get the screw started, and then we'll come to this side, do this side, and then we'll go to that side and do that side. So let me go ahead, get the screws out, put them in my pocket, pick up the spoiler. So if you can see in here, it's gonna be pretty hard to see, but this one is pretty clear to see. Over here, that's your hole. And you have one inside that pocket right there, to your left, right there. There's the other one, and the same thing on this side. There you go. So there's your 3. Tell me if I'm there or not. Pull down on the trunk a little bit. Okay.
I think you got it.
Yeah. So I don't know how well it's in there. But it looks like you can just stick a flathead on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the flathead. I mean Phillips. Pull this back down. Maybe not. It's gonna be a little different. feels like it's threading. So I'm gonna go ahead, see if that one will just stay, and try to go ahead and get the next two. Which don't seem like they're gonna be any easier. Pause it real quick. Okay, so after like 45 minutes, we finally got it, and all it took was some little bitty hands. So my hands are pretty, I mean, they're not big hands, but they're average hands. She has very small hands. So we wasted drilling this hole, so do not drill the hole. Just get someone with little hands, get a little kid, whatever you need to. Just stick their hands in there and they can barely thread it. All you need is to get it barely threaded. 1 or 2 threads just to hold. So if you look in there, they're threaded by 1 or 2 threads. You have that one right there in the center. That's the first one we did. That one's the easiest, just to hold up the spoiler so you're not having to hold it up while you're trying to thread it, all the others. And then same thing with this one over here in this corner, right there. And then after that, all I can recommend, getting a little 10mm wrench and just sitting there, barely turning it little by little, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get back there. Like I said, unfortunately for us, we had already drilled and we didn't need to, but it is going to get covered with this. It's not going to mess up anything, so we'll be good on that part. Like I said, so now all we're going to do is just
tighten them.
Yeah, all we're going to do is just tighten these 3 bolts, get them down as snug as we can, and then we'll show you what it looks like whenever we're finished. Alright, so after about 10-15 more minutes of barely getting that wrench to turn, we got all 3 tight. So if you can see, look, nice and sturdy on each side. Nice and sturdy. So all we're going to do now, pick this lining back up. Over here, get your clips. Just push them back in. Get your yellow handle, stick it back through the lining, get this. Oh, I gotta do the handle last. Okay, so you wanna put the handle through first, then do right here, and then push your tag back in. Pop your last clips back in. Missing one. No, not. Get your screws, get your plate. Remember, you want to push in and then slide up. Nice and tight. Everything good? Yeah, we were missing one. Dang it. There you go. All right. So now you want to close it. Makes it nice. It's really, really sturdy because I'm pulling pretty hard. And it's nice and tight on there. So if you want to get some good angles on it, nice and even on the gaps. Mind if I take over? Sure. Like I said, it looks really good. It looks really flush. What I was talking about on the right here on the trunk. So you want to make sure the trunk lining and the this little lip on the spoiler are pretty even. So if you can see, there's barely a little gap, minimal gap right in there. And then same on this side. Barely a minimal gap right in there. So everything looks really good, especially with the blacked out taillights. It looks very, very aggressive. A nice high wing. Like I said, the wicker is in the mail. It's already coming in, shipping. Should be here within 2 days. And then we'll be installing that. That's gonna get some rivets. It's gonna go along the backside, raise it up a bit and give it that clear little wicker bill. It's gonna make it look even better. So that's all we have for now. Like I said, this is the car. We will be getting more vinyl for it. We're gonna be wrapping this little front bumper right here, the whole hood and the roof in gloss black. Once we get that done, that should be pretty much it for the outside. And like I said, the wicker. Like I said, here's a good side shot of it. Try to focus in over there. Like I said, it looks very, very good. So she's happy with it. I'm happy with it. It was a little bit of pain. Like I said, just get someone with some really small hands to kind of get in those holes for you, get those threads started, and then just sit there with the little opening wrench and start tightening away. Like I said, once again, the shot of that vinyl. So if you missed that video, go back and watch it on the channel. Other than that, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.